Hello! Thank you for tuning in for another episode of TGIF Renegades.
Cool!
What is that supposed to be?
I sound like a Muppet. I don't know. Is it a Muppet? Thank you, Kenny.
I am Kenny, and this is my co-host, Alex.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, gosh.
Are you going to crack open? I'm just going to crack open.
No, you have to wait.
Okay.
You have to wait.
Thirsty.
We have a great show lined up for you this week. Our episode is titled The 7-Month Jam.
7-month jam.
Wow, what's the 7-month jam? Give it to us.
Oh, okay. You really want to hear it?
I do.
So, it's like when you have that dingleberry stuck in your butt and you just can't get it out for like 7 months. Think if you were stuck on a desert island.
That's true.
And you didn't have any leaves or anything.
Some sand. A handful of sand. Just ditch that
shit out. But just think that's jammed up in there.
I was thinking more like a band. You're a band. You're
thinking 7-inch nails?
Yeah, no, it's 9-inch nails.
Is it 9-inch?
No, it's a jam session for 7 months. It's like a tour.
Yeah, that's a good one. And by the way, Kenny, I heard that they changed the name to 9-inch nails because they all trimmed their nails to 7 inches now. Guys, give me a little thank you.
All right, so we're going to be reviewing episodes of Full House and Family Matters.
Really?
Yeah, I know.
Shocker!
I guess I can stop saying that. We also have some trivia for you. What's on the mind of Alex? Our Where Are They Now segment. And Alex's
Time Stories. Wait, let me say it in the Muppet voice.
Okay.
Time Stories. Hey, can we talk about your shirt real quick?
Sure.
Okay, I didn't know if it was.
It's all
this shirt is. Look, he has men laying out on the beach, women
in
bikinis. Wow, it is one heck of a Hawaiian shirt there.
It's very Joey Gladstone.
It is, right.
And if I'm right, I think in this episode he wears a beach themed shirt. You
are turning in, I am turning into Uncle Jesse and you're turning into Joey. Yeah. Do you okay, just a little what's on my mind.
We haven't even started.
Sorry. Real quick. Joey Gladstone. I always think of Fred Flintstone.
Yeah. If you hear the full name, think of Fred Flintstone.
Yeah.
He could have been
He could have been Barney on the remakes. I think he would have been a perfect Barney.
He would have.
All right, well I'm sorry.
All right. With
going down that rabbit hole again.
With all that said, Alex, it's time to crack open a beer. I didn't even get to mine yet. And get into this because it is TGIF.
Oh, that's good. So what are we starting off with?
We're going to start out with Full House.
Oh, okay.
Since I'm wearing the Joey shirt, I'll
they got beaches in South Carolina. Yeah, they do. In San Francisco?
Well, they're on the
coast.
Oh, I don't know where San Francisco
is. Is
it Rocky? I have no idea.
Wait, we're two grown men. Don't know where San Francisco is. That's crazy.
That's pretty sad, actually. All right, Full House, Season 1, Episode 19, titled The 7-Month Itch, Part 1. I wonder what the next episode is. The date on this is March 11th, 1988, and the IMDb rating, 7.1.
Oh, wow. So, good for them.
Pretty solid.
Yeah. Excited now.
Yeah. We'll start out. Uncle Jesse's walking into the living room on the phone with Samantha.
Ooh. Chuck one up on the board.
Well, he's on the phone. We don't know if he's got...
okay.
He says, this is going to be the most romantic weekend of your life. As he says that, because he's walking through the living room, he gets his foot stuck in a toy vacuum. Because there's baby toys around the house.
Toy vacuum. Okay.
You know, the pushing part, like the
Yeah, how do you
handle.
get your foot stuck in there?
Yeah, were you not looking at all? Yeah, he was busy thinking about
Yeah.
this romantic weekend, I guess. So he talks to her more about having some wine and dinner, and then says, and for dessert, an empty house.
Whoa! Can you say that nowadays? Wine. He's a wine drinker, huh?
Yeah, I guess. I wouldn't pay. I don't know. What do you think Uncle Jesse drinks? I guess wine. Is
wine, but I would think like crack a cold beer. No?
You think Uncle Jesse's a beer guy? I don't know. For some reason, I feel like he's like a mixed drink guy.
Well, I think Joey is definitely a mixed drink guy.
Yeah.
He's a comedian, you know.
Right.
You know, it's...
Yeah, but yeah, a musician.
I mean, he
just crack open a beer and then play guitar. Yeah. Probably.
I guess he probably, out of all of them, he's probably dabbles in all three.
Probably.
So
he said. So I guess we take away that the family is going away to Disneyland.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember how he says it, but he mentions Disneyland.
He didn't want to go.
No, hell no.
That's true. He's a rebel.
You just wait a minute, and you'll see why he didn't want to go. He says how the family leaves in just a few minutes for Disneyland, and if she gets there quickly enough, they can be in each other's arms, gaze into each other's eyes, and do a little thing he likes to call, and then he gets cut off by Stephanie running in yelling, "Uncle Jesse!"
Oh,
just as it was getting good.
Oh, gosh, I wonder what he was going to say.
So he quickly, because she runs in, he quickly says, "The hokey pokey! But Aunt Irene, blah, blah, blah." And he like goes on, and he hangs up. But he says Aunt Irene. His mom is Irene.
Yeah, but he says Aunt Irene.
Yeah, and the girls would call her Grandma Irene.
So was he like...
So is his mom Irene and his mom's sister is Irene?
Irene? That's weird.
I don't know.
I like how he used hokey pokey, though.
Yeah, that can go either way. He hung up and he asked Stephanie what she's all excited about. He talked about Disneyland.
Does he not think they're excited for it?
Yeah. She says, like, Disneyland, like 1,000 times. That's, of course, why she's excited.
He's excited for other reasons on his mind.
Yeah. Hers just doesn't show that she's excited. His, you can see it from a mile away.
Wow, you're giving him some credit, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I could tell.
Well, those jeans are always tight, so.
Now, Danny, Joey, and Michelle come down, and everyone's trying to calm Stephanie down because she's still saying Disneyland.
I think she was.
And now DJ comes down too, and there's some talk about...
What smart-ass comment does DJ have to say?
There's some talk about Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse and the Matterhorn ride.
Oh.
And then Joey does a yodeling thing.
Of course. I think the Matterhorn is gone now.
You think so?
R.I.P. Matterhorn.
Wow. All right, so Uncle Jesse starts shooing them out the door, like, because they're all talking, and he's like, "Yes, oh, it's going to be a great trip, and Mickey Mouse, and blah, blah, blah." And Danny asks Jesse if he's sure he doesn't want to go. He says, "Who will get the mail? Who will get the newspaper? Who will feed the dog?" And then he goes, or Danny like questions him, and he says, Just because it isn't our dog doesn't mean we shouldn't feed it." And Stephanie says she'll go bananas if they don't leave soon. And Uncle Jesse says she's right. Hi ho, la 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 la. And they all like
march off
wave.
in the
and he pushes them out the door, and he turns around as he like closes the door with his back against it, and he goes, "They're going to Disneyland!" Yeah. And he's just so...
Oh, I would be
horny,
too,
man.
Yes.
And we see why, because new scene. Jesse and Samantha come in. They're dressed in tennis clothes. And so I'm just going to say it. Samantha, hot.
Yeah.
Short skirt in these tennis.
Yeah.
Man.
10 out of 10, huh?
I would say so. Yeah. I agree. He starts saying, "I can't believe you've played tennis 3 years, and I just started today and beat you 3 sets." And she does some like little guilty look. And she obviously let him win.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
Like, duh.
Yeah.
You just started and
Yeah.
you're not athletic at all.
Right.
I don't care how many times you went out and played football in the park recently.
Yeah. That doesn't make you an athlete
No.
to beat your niece's.
Yeah.
They tease a little bit, then they kiss. And he says, listen to this. Talking about how quiet it is. He goes on to talk about how they've been dating for a month.
Oh.
A
See?
month!
Wow.
And if you think back, you haven't really seen Uncle Jesse with a girl in recent episodes.
No.
It's been a while. So that's pretty cool. Because sometimes they
Yeah.
do that, like, you see, like, last week they were just with somebody, and then this week they talk
with
about
a new
how
one.
long they've been without.
So they're, I guess, keeping up with it.
Maybe. But he said they're dating for a month, and this is the first time they've been alone together. Apparently, she lives with her folks. Her folks. Her folks.
Yeah, folks.
She lives with them still. And he says he lives in Pee-wee's Playhouse. And he says, but tonight, you and I will play house.
Whoa.
He gets all excited and says he will make her a nice candlelight dinner, all romantic. And he says, so what'll it be? Extra crispy or original recipe?
Wow. Was I too focused on like everybody being able to go to Disneyland and I just didn't care when I was a
Right.
kid?
Come on, where are the
Where
kids at?
they go to Disney? What, are we going to see Disneyland?
Right. Yeah. So she laughs at the joke, and then she says she'll go up and shower, and
Wow.
she'll be thinking about him.
Wow.
Yes.
I'm blushing just talking about this
I know.
episode.
I feel awkward. Two guys just talking about.
Yeah, I feel like you're talking to me.
I know. I
mean,
kind of
yeah.
am too.
Yeah.
I'll be thinking
Thinking
about
about
you.
Don't you go shower in my house, Kenny, or in the camper. Camper has a shower.
And then he does a have mercy.
Have mercy. Oh, you say it better.
I did.
Yeah,
Work on
got
it.
it. Yeah. You know what? Honestly, from here on out, I'm going to use that line.
You're gonna start saying have mercy.
Yep. Yep. Like when Megan goes to bed or something, I'm gonna be like,
I'll be in bed. I'm gonna go to bed, Alex.
"Love you." I'm like, "Have mercy," or something like that. Should be like, "What the hell did you say to me?"
Then you'll be like, good night.
Good night. Good night. See you later. Bye.
That's what I said. New scene. Jesse's in the kitchen, still rocking his tennis get up. He hasn't changed yet. Maybe he's waiting.
What's he looking like? Is it like short shorts?
He's in like, if I
White
remembering right, it's like blue shorts. I want to say they're like eggshell blue.
Okay.
Robin's egg blue, whatever you call it, and like just like a white shirt with or polo with a stripe across it or something.
Okay. I
He
can
looks-
remember.
Which is funny, because when they went fishing, he looked ridiculous because he didn't have fishing clothing.
But
Now he goes tennis. He talks about this is the first time.
Yeah.
And he has a whole wardrobe. I guess to get laid,
He
you,
wanted to
you
look
wear
the
what you wear.
Yeah. Yeah.
You go up and get a damn tennis outfit. So he's in his tennis gear and he's singing. I'm just a loony love machine, and I won't work for nobody but you, oh baby. And he keeps, I'm just a loony love machine. Yeah.
Who does that stuff?
Yeah.
There has to be people that do that, but
Right.
yeah.
I mean, while a hot chick's in the shower, you're gonna be alone to have dessert with an empty house.
I mean, if
might
it was
say-
me, I would be like peeking through the windows, or not windows, but
The peephole you put in the
Yeah.
other side of the wall.
yeah, in the girls' room.
He's like setting the table and getting everything ready. He brings up champagne. Oh, he brings up champagne to her in the bathroom. He walks up and she reaches her hand out of the bathroom.
What a sly dog. This is what I would do.
Yeah,
Keep going.
yes, and he goes to hand her the champagne glass, and as she reaches, he keeps pulling it further away, so she keeps reaching out, and then she's like, Jesse.
Jesse?
Yeah.
Oh, my. Yeah. I would do this. That I can relate to.
Right. Oh, yeah. And he says he's going to slip into his evening attire and goes over to his room.
What's his
So,
evening
Oh,
attire?
you will see. Or hear, I guess. So now, back downstairs in the living room, because he's in his room, changing into his evening wear.
She's in the bathroom.
She's in the bathroom. Downstairs, the family is coming back into the house.
Uh-oh.
Joey is telling Stephanie, you know airplanes can't fly when it's foggy.
Oh.
And Stephanie, of course, is all bummed. She looks pissed,
man.
actually. Yeah. Danny tells Stephanie he has a great idea. Tonight, before I go on, I gotta say this line. I hate fog. That's what Stephanie's saying a couple times while she's bummed. And Danny tells Stephanie he has a great idea. Tonight will be family fun night right here at home. Hey, it would be the worst. We weren't going to go to Disneyland, but instead of doing anything other than we're just going to be at home and having fun. We were going to spend thousands of dollars at Disneyland, but tonight, family fun at home.
Right here. Maybe we'll let Michelle be a part of the family fun night.
Right, yeah. Yeah, so now Stephanie's still mad, runs upstairs. DJ chases after her. Danny says, these disappointments are really tough for a 6-year-old. And Joey looks all sad and says, I still can't believe we missed Captain EO.
I have no clue what that is.
And he storms upstairs, too.
Wait, why does he storm upstairs? It's from the basement. He does, though. He does go storm upstairs.
Where the hell is he going? Now we see Jesse come down into the kitchen, and he's looking good. He's got like a gray, like a suit, like a like a kind of a casual suit,
Like Hugh Hefner type style. Like,
it was kind of.
well, I guess that would be like a robe,
Right,
Or-
but it was
okay.
kind of like a get laid suit.
Okay,
I
yeah.
mean, like
Yeah.
not go out for a dinner with it. Stay
Got
at
it.
home, get
Like
laid
it.
afterwards. Yeah. He's still singing, I'm just a love machine.
He's still singing that song.
He lights up the candles on the table. He does some stupid thing where he looks at the candles and they're off center, or one's
yeah.
taller than the other, and he bites part of it off to make them even.
That's so cool.
It was pretty cool.
I mean, that's
He-
what a man.
Yeah. Back upstairs, Stephanie and DJ go to their room. Joey is going to go put Michelle down. So that's why he went upstairs, apparently.
Wait.
I think
Okay.
he was holding her.
What's it? Okay.
I don't know. I can't remember now.
Okay, but that
I
makes
lose-
sense now.
I'm
Now we're
like
on the track.
them. I lose track of Michelle at times. And he probably just sat her down in her room alone.
Yeah, right.
He
Good
probably
night.
didn't actually try to get her. Well, and they were about to have family fun night. What did she? I guess maybe take a nap.
See ya.
We're all gonna have fun. Go lay in your room. And Danny comes up and he says, "I'm gonna tell Uncle Jesse that we're home,"
Oh
because
yeah.
he heard the shower. So he said, "I'm gonna tell him we're home." So he knocks on the bathroom door. Then he opens it and says, "Jesse, we got fogged in. We're back." And he closes the door and leaves. Then Samantha peeks her head out of the shower and says, "What'd you say, Jess?" So then she kind of shrugs, goes back into the shower like shower curtains.
I mean, this is actually really good because
This-
I can relate to all this. You know.
Yeah, and it's fun. Like, this is funny. Like, Full House so far hasn't had these like overly like
Yep.
weird funny
This is
scenes. This is a good one.
Yep.
So as she goes back into the shower, Danny walks back in the bathroom because I think he kind of heard her say, "What'd you say, Jess?" So he walks back into the bathroom and he sees a like sexy nightgown hanging from the shower.
Oh. Oh.
Wasn't quite like lingerie, like a silk,
Yeah.
probably short robe sort of a thing. And he like walks up to it and he says something like, Jess, do you always wear this stuff when we leave the house? So stupid. Even if so say it is Uncle Jesse and he does wear that. Do you think you want to be the one like I don't know.
It's probably, yeah. What's going through Danny's mind is like, this is awkward.
Yeah. She quickly peeks out and Danny's like shocked and he goes, have mercy.
He does.
And they both say that they aren't Jesse. You're not Jesse. You're not Jesse. So Danny is like so flustered and he goes to leave, but walks the wrong way. Like the door is wide open and he walks into the other side of it, like walking into the wall. And let's see. Then he keeps like talking all nervously. Because she's like, maybe I should get dressed.
Wait, is he still in the bathroom?
Yeah, because he tried to go through the wrong way.
Yeah.
Then he like turns around and she's like, maybe I should get dressed. And he's like, not in there. Your clothes would get all wet. But then he also like stutters because he says, not in there. Your clothes are wet. But but I should leave. And then he tells her that there's shampoo and conditioner in the shower. And Woolite on the shelf in case she needs to soak a fine washable. It's like so awkward and weird. Like, why would you keep talking? Just get the hell out. So Danny finally gets out of the bathroom. Do you think he was just kind of mingling there, just hoping that something would happen and he could get a glimpse?
That's what I'm thinking.
He was
good for him.
Stalling, yeah.
Need help? Did you need me to show you where that conditioner is?
It's right here. He opens the curtain. So he gets out of the bathroom. He does like a big... Then he yells for Jesse. And we pan back to the kitchen. And you hear like, Jesse! And Jesse like is under the sink. And he like pops up from under the sink. Like,
what's he doing under the sink?
Yeah.
What's underneath the sink?
I was just about to say. Because he's getting something out of the oven.
Right.
Is what the point of it is. The oven is not under the sink.
Right.
It can't be under the, I don't know.
Is he finding like Fantastic or something? Or like,
Right,
know.
Right, yeah. I don't know. Anyways, he keeps saying it couldn't be.
Oh,
couldn't be. And he rushes upstairs. So let's put this back in. Joey, Stephanie, Michelle, and DJ we're upstairs. They're upstairs. Jesse's in the kitchen. Danny and Samantha are in the bathroom or by the bathroom. He rushes upstairs, and just then, Stephanie, DJ, and Joey come into the kitchen from the living room.
Okay.
So we can confirm Michelle was just left in her room. What I'm confused about, how do these stairs work? Danny was just at the bathroom.
Right.
So Joey
so they would have had to have passed him.
They would have had to have passed Danny to get downstairs.
Do you think Danny maybe snuck back in the bathroom?
Maybe.
That's the only...
Okay. No, that doesn't make sense. I don't know.
So wait, as you go on, was there a conversation with the girls and Joey and Danny?
No.
Okay.
Because so what happens here? Let me go on a little bit further.
Yeah.
Stephanie, DJ, and Joey come into the kitchen.
Okay.
And they see all the food in the kitchen that Jesse had prepared.
Okay.
So Jesse had went upstairs. I guess at that point
through the kitchen.
Yep, he went through the kitchen. The two girls and Joey must have came from the living room. So maybe I guess they were in the living room as Jesse was going up the stairs. They passed Danny. You would have thought Danny would have been like, yo, guys.
Or
Jesse's got a girl here because I just came out of the bathroom with her.
Or, real quick, do you think the three of them were walking in the living room? Danny quick gets out of the bathroom.
Oh, yes.
Yells, but for some reason they didn't hear Danny yell for Jesse? Because...
It's so weird. It's just...
Yeah.
There's a lot of...
Maybe Danny was like, I don't know, going towards that. Okay, go on.
It's weird. Anyways, my point is they should have all crossed paths
somehow
at the stairs, but
cross paths, not swords. But
yeah. Maybe Danny's sword was.
I'm sure it was.
So they see the food in the kitchen, and immediately Joey's like, Steph, let's take a trip to Dinnerland. And he imitates like a carnival noise. He begins grabbing at the bread and making it like eat the shrimp that's out. It's clearly not for them, but he does the bread together. And just then Jesse comes down and he starts singing again. I'm just a love machine. I'm confused because Danny yelled for him. He went upstairs, comes downstairs still singing I'm a love machine. So he went upstairs but didn't talk to Danny.
So obviously Danny went back in the bathroom.
I guess.
And then he probably thought that he was just hearing things.
Maybe.
Okay.
I mean, I guess. Or I don't know. I'm speechless.
Or Danny ran to his room to rub one out real quick. I don't know.
That could be. That's probably the more likely excuse. But he's singing, then he looks pissed and like also sad at the same time that he sees them just chowing down on his meal. Tell me why. Jesse was alone, sets up candles and food, and you just, we're home now.
Everybody.
We'll just eat. And Jesse grabs Joey's hand, telling him to put down his shrimp. And he like shakes his hand, and the shrimp goes flying. It was really funny, like almost like Dave Coulier did it on purpose, like threw it, and it caught Jesse by surprise. Jesse asks why they aren't at Disneyland, and Stephanie says, "Fog." I think she says, "Fog. I hate fog." And then Danny comes down, telling Uncle Jesse he met his friend. So now he tells him he met his friend. He yelled for him, and did he go look for him? I don't know. I'm still caught up on this. But anyways, Danny says, she's very clean. How does he know she's very clean?
See? That's what I'm saying.
He was in there again.
I'm telling you.
Now Joey says, hope we didn't ruin your weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Jesse says, why would you think that? I've just been waiting a month to be with Sam. And Stephanie says, I've been waiting 5.5 years to go to Disneyland. I hate fog.
God.
And Jesse says, I really hate fog. They both put their heads on the table, all sad. Now we're new scene, probably just maybe a couple hours later. Everyone's in the living room. By everyone, I'm including Samantha, who has baby Michelle on her lap.
Oh.
So it takes her to be there to include Michelle.
Thank goodness for Samantha.
Yeah, she's probably like, does no one care that this baby's crying in her room?
Right.
If you don't want her on your lap, I'll have her on my lap. So Danny says, okay, are we ready for family fun night? And Uncle Jesse says, hot dog. And Stephanie says, hot dog. Which, if you know Full House, that becomes their thing.
That's a line.
Yep. And Danny gives Jesse a guitar and DJ a tambourine to play. Obviously, DJ's guitar lessons haven't been going well because she still is not able to get the guitar for it.
Well, she needs lessons from your father-in-law.
She does.
There's candles in the kitchen.
There are.
Next time you have a lesson with your father-in-law, maybe you should bite the end off of the candle.
Do it all sly. He gives a guitar and tambourine so they can play If You're Happy and You Know It. And they sing one verse. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
This is the worst family fun ever.
But notice, we just did that.
Yeah.
We didn't need a guitar or a tambourine to get through it.
We were good to go.
I should have brought my guitar for this. I probably could have played. Just showcased my skills. I think he played like 2 chords. Anyways, Jesse says, Okay, wasn't that festive? Danny has them start up the second verse.
The second verse. That's fun.
Well, there's a lot of verses. You can do a bunch. Because then there's if you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet.
Oh, yeah.
So they do.
And then the sixth verse is, if you're happy or not, it, squeeze your butt cheeks.
So I love this part. This is like, I had to include it, but he does. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. And then Joey does a Popeye impression, and he says, because they go, if you're happy and you know it, and you smile will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, and Joey goes, if you're, I can't even do a Popeye impression.
You got it.
If you're happy and you know it, hey, would you step your feet? I can't do a Popeye though. The only thing I know is the laugh, but I can't do the voice. But I just love the, hey, would you stop your feet? It got me laughing. I don't know. I guess I'm coming around on Joey.
You really are. You're literally turning into the guy. Your impressions are getting better.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I took a step back with the Popeye attempts.
Yeah, you did. But you'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. Samantha asks if they have this much fun every night.
Wow.
Uncle Jesse picked a real winner. He thinks that's
Sounds
fun.
like she's more of a Danny type.
Right. Uncle Jesse says, I don't know, something sarcastic. I can't even remember what. And Stephanie says something about it, even more pissy about Disneyland. She's just pissed. And Danny tells her to just not think about you know where. And it'll be a lot better. He suggests they sing Row, Row, Row Your Boat in a round.
God.
And DJ...
This is family fun night? This is like the worst thing in the world.
We're just going to spend thousands of dollars on Disneyland. So DJ says she doesn't want to do the Row, Row, Row Your Boat. She says, that sounds dopey.
Whoa.
And Stephanie goes, dopey? Don't say that. And Danny says, it's been a long day, Steph. I know you're tired. You're grumpy.
Oh, no. Grumpy?
He goes, sorry, what I meant was you're probably very exhausted. And Stephanie says,
hilarious.
Yeah. Stephanie said, and which is, it's funny, but remember last episode? Cousin Steve just did a whole thing on dopey whatever, and
they really love their...
They love those doors.
What is it, the 7 doors?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you got the 7 on that, right?
Yeah.
Should have been the 9 doors. Or is it 5 now and they got rid of 2?
2, who knows?
Stephanie says, thanks for trying, but family fun night just isn't any fun. I agree.
Yeah.
And she leaves, and DJ goes to talk to her.
Of course.
Getting a theme here. Stephanie pouts, and DJ follows. There's a weird thing. There's a weird thing where Joey picks Michelle up from Samantha, hands her to Danny, then sits by him. Sits by Danny. I don't know.
Okay.
Then Jesse clears his throat as a sign that he wants them to leave the room. And Joey shakes his head. He shakes his head because Jesse does a and Joey shakes his head and puts his arm around
What do you mean? How does he shake his head? What do you mean?
I understand.
Oh, okay.
I get you. And then he puts his arm around Danny. Why?
So, oh yeah, I understand. You want to be, yeah. But he's not leaving. He's not getting it. Okay.
And then Danny immediately looks really confused. And then they say something I don't know. They say something about leaving the room. Danny says something about leaving the room. Joey says, "Oh, so Jesse can stop making that face." Oh, they go into the kitchen, so the lovebirds are now finally alone. Although the family's just around any turn of the room, She says his family's terrific and she had a great time tonight. Jesse says, yeah, but we could have had a really great time.
Oh.
And she suggests a nice bed and breakfast place for tomorrow night. That's not a bad idea. And he's frustrated because he promised he'd watch The Little Munchkin tomorrow night.
They were only going for one.
I know. Like, what? You can't now. Now she is willing to go to a bed and breakfast place with you tomorrow. They were supposed to be gone,
Yeah.
like all weekend.
Yeah.
But you, instead of worrying about tomorrow to be with Samantha alone somehow, you offered to watch one of the kids.
And you're like, I just can't. I gotta watch The Munchkin tomorrow.
What are Danny and Joey doing? They were supposed to be gone.
That's...
So did they quick make plans now to? Well, we didn't go to Disneyland, so I'm busy tomorrow night.
What?
Their plot line is falling apart pretty hard. She says they'll do it another time, and I cracked up at the line. We'll do it another time. Then they kiss, and Michelle waddles in the room. And Jesse gives her $5. He throws her $5 and he says, "Go catch a movie." Yeah. Oh, good one. And now we go up to the girls' room with Stephanie. I wrote this down. Stephanie sulking on the bed. Last week, Stephanie's not in silk sheets. She's pouting on the bed. I gotta watch how I word things with you.
Yes.
DJ enters to talk to her about how she knows what it feels like to not get what she wants. She reminds Stephanie of the Oat Boat commercial. So callback, our first callback to a previous episode. Oat Boats were in the one episode where the comedy club owner was eating Oat Boats. So Oat Boats is their big.
That's like they really wanted to make Oat Boats. They missed an opportunity to actually make that. Like
that seems like
they would have made millions.
Yeah.
It's Oat Boats. It's nothing like the simplest of cereal.
Right. Yeah, it was like basically
like honey nut Cheerios. Yeah.
But probably not honey nut flavored. They're probably just crap flavored.
Yeah. The bottom of a boat flavor.
They could have Oat Boats. They could have had Danny fishing on a boat.
then like pulling up like it could have been an oat.
Yes. And
they could have made them like look like tires.
They could have. That would have been awesome. They missed their.
They should have called us up.
Yep.
Real quick on the Oat Boats.
Yeah.
Do you think it's trademarked, Oat Boats? Like, could I make Oat Boats?
I don't know.
And so?
Because now you're considering Oat Boats and doing what we just talked about.
If it's not trademarked, they can't.
That's true.
They can't sue me, right?
Right. Yeah. I don't see why not.
Something to think about. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
She says, DJ says, when I didn't get that part, did I sit around and mope? Stephanie says, no. You ran around the kitchen and chased me to try and kill me.
So true.
So DJ has a new plan. The tickle monster. She tickles Stephanie. And it works. It makes Stephanie laugh. Danny comes in and is glad to see her smile. I'm glad to see you smiling again. And Stephanie immediately says, it's only because the tickle monster. And that she's still sad. And Danny says, she has every right to be sad. And the sentimental music starts.
Guys!
He says, honey, you aren't always going to get your way. While you're spending all this time being sad, you're missing out on other fun things. Like our family sing-along. Is that the only fun thing they did? The only thing they did? And it was a super short. It was like a verse and a half of Happy and You Know It. And then they talked about doing a round
They didn't even play like a fucking board game or anything.
Or watch a movie or have
like,
popcorn.
Go in the backyard and do like a beanbag race or some shit.
Yeah, nothing. Just
is it beanbag or potato sack?
Potato
race?
sack, yep. Potato sack race.
Sorry, Ken, I'm really spitting today.
Say it, don't spray it.
Yeah. All right, Joey.
So Stephanie says, it wasn't much fun. And Danny says, I had fun. And DJ had fun.
Of course he had fun.
Right.
So Samantha naked.
He says, and DJ had fun. Right, Deej? And DJ says, it was okay. And Danny glares over at her. I just love it. And not helping DJ. And she says, fun, big fun. And Danny goes back to talking to Stephanie and says, it's up to you. You can either feel sorry for yourself or you can shake it off and move on to the next fun thing. Then they do like a tickle monster, because I can't remember what Stephanie says, but she does some kind of tickle monster to Danny. And while they start tickling him, he starts, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. And so they're tickling him. And when he says clap your hands, they stop tickling to clap their hands. And so they have him on his like back as they're tickling him. And he keeps singing, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. And Jesse had walked upstairs. Samantha had left for the night. He walks upstairs. He peeks in their room, sees like shenanigans on the floor there. And
realizes my life fucking sucks.
Yeah, yes, exactly. And as he closes their door, like he looks in, he closes their door and starts going to his, and you hear Danny sing, go over there and leave me alone. Comb your hair right over there.
He's just making up these lines. That's hilarious.
Now Jesse goes into his room. You can still hear him giggling and singing loud. And he throws his guitar on the bed, frustrated. And Joey comes in eating ice cream and asks what's wrong.
What the hell is wrong with this?
You know, and he just barges in the room. I don't know.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna eat my ice cream up and see what Jesse's up to. You know, like instead of like watching TV, it's like,
Yeah.
no, I'm going to see what Jesse's up to.
And I'll ask him what's wrong.
Yeah.
It appeared he was going to get laid tonight, and we kind of ruined that, but I'll check what's up with him. Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yeah. And so there's a joke about the rabbits in his room, because Jesse's like flicking at one that's peeling off the wall. And he says something like, I feel like every time I come in here, there's more rabbits. And Joey goes, well, you know what they say about rabbits. And Jesse goes on to tell Joey, he says he wants to talk to a man to man. He goes, well, man to you. And Jesse asks Joey if living there ever gets to him. And Joey says, no, he loves it there.
Yeah.
Jesse says, you mean to tell me you love changing diapers, making school lunches, chasing the girls all around town, changing diapers, helping with homework, picking up their toys. Did I mention changing diapers? And Joey says, some of the tasks are more rewarding than others. And Jesse asks him why he's happy there. And Joey says, when he was growing up, he didn't have brothers and sisters, and so it's fun to be part of a big family. And besides, this is the only place I've ever lived that always has ice cream in the freezer.
And he's living rent-free in San Francisco.
Yeah, why not, man? Who cares? Jesse goes on to say he used to be a freewheeling guy, and now he feels like he's married. All the responsibilities of 3 kids, and yet I can't deduct them from my taxes.
That's true.
Joey makes a joke about, well, if you married Danny, you could.
That's true.
And Jesse says, you realize every night I sleep here, I sleep alone. And Joey says, we could get bunk beds. And Jesse gets all pissed, and it's like, man, he's like, I'm pouring my heart out to you here, and all you're doing is making jokes. And Joey apologizes, and Jesse goes on to say he has zero privacy, and it's getting to him.
Yeah.
He talks about how he has things he wants to do, and he's being held back.
I mean, it's true. Why did Joey get like a full basement to himself?
Yeah.
And Uncle Jesse's just
That's true.
in a little bedroom
Yeah.
upstairs with the whole family.
You would think you would have thought, wouldn't you think, Joey's Place, the episode Joey's Place. Joey's all pissed that he has nowhere to blah, blah, blah. what do you think when Danny said a good idea might be to make a full bedroom in that basement, like, bathroom, full,
Right.
whatever. What do you think Uncle Jesse would be like? Okay, so I'm your brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Well, I moved down there. Joey takes my room. He's,
Because, everybody knows Uncle Jesse's a man whore.
Mm-hmm.
So he needs more space.
Danny included.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you would think almost Danny would be like, you know what? What might be better is you go downstairs so you're not trying to bang chicks across the hall from my daughters.
Right.
But you wonder if that conversation came up, Uncle Jesse would probably be like, you know what, man? I'm probably not going to be here as long as Joey.
Okay.
So that might have been
maybe
part
that's what
of
it was.
But still, I don't know.
Yeah.
It just seems they could maybe swap seas and it'd be kind of solve some problems. So you talk about being held back by things, and he says, I don't know what the hell's happened to my life, pal. Hell, he said it. That moves the count up one.
Jeez.
And Joey says, look at the bright side. If you hadn't moved in here, we wouldn't be as close as we are.
I'm sure that's what he's happy about.
Yeah, Jesse, of course, looked pissed. Joey suggests Jesse just sleep on it. And Joey goes to leave, and Jesse says, hey, thank you, my friend. It was really nice. It was a nice little moment.
Yeah.
And new scene, Jesse is asleep in his bed. And he hears a knock on his door. Samantha. She enters wearing some nightgown. Oh, probably maybe the nightgown that was hanging there.
Sounded like a dream to me.
Yeah. Because she enters and Jesse's like all excited. Samantha. And she says she just wanted to see him. And so like she's...
Remind you, this is like a kid's show that I was watching. Okay.
Yeah. And she comes like sexily walking up to him. And
like
he's
one
all...
foot in the other type of like...
Yeah. And he's all excited, and in comes DJ, asking for help on her homework. Now Stephanie comes in, asking for a piggyback ride. What? A piggyback ride? Uncle Jesse doesn't want to give you a piggyback ride. Yes, he does.
Oh
no, he doesn't. Yes, he does. Now Michelle waddles in.
Oh, this is the most famous.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And Michelle is talking. Uncle Jesse, change my diaper. You can't talk. You're not allowed to have girls here. And he starts to shoo the girls away. And Danny and Joey come in. And Joey says, it's your turn. And Danny says,
you're her uncle.
Now Samantha says, we could be so happy. And Jesse shoos everyone out, except Samantha, for obvious reasons. They're about to kiss, and he hears a creepy, Uncle Jesse, from DJ and Stephanie, and they magically appear on the jukebox in his room. And, help me with my homework. I want a piggyback ride. And he hears Joey and Danny again. They magically appear behind his bed. And it's your turn.
Your uncle.
And Samantha starts like seducing Jesse again. And he goes to like, this was the best. He goes to like hug her. And then she disappears, and it's so early 90s, late 80s, early 90s, like horrible graphics on that. And Michelle wanders in again. Change me, feed me, change me. And then another Michelle walks in, and
this is the first time that the twins were
both on screen and at the same time. And he's like, "There's two Michelles. They're multiplying." And he probably had that dream because of the bunnies or the rabbits. I mean, that part of the dream, they're multiplying. And then the best part when everyone's saying those same lines, and they're diving into like what do they call it? The fisheye camera screen. Yeah. And it's just, I want a piggyback ride. I need help with my. You're their uncle.
You know, this is my favorite part of this show ever. I actually think I've peed my pants to this before.
It's so good.
Yeah,
I don't understand. Like,
because Bob Saget's face is like,
oh my gosh, he dives like across the thing. It's so funny.
Your uncle.
That line.
This episode, I would have to tell people they have to watch
this one.
Like, if you watch Full House, this has to be the episode. This is what I feel like starts them.
Yeah, this could propel them. They had a 7.1 rating.
Yeah.
We'll see if it launches them here.
Yeah, this definitely is the episode where it's like they are now being like comedy funny.
Yeah. Right. Which is funny because this one's like super sexual at the beginning, like that. But,
it's crazy.
But after a lot of that, and then like the whole group, the whole gang is in front of the fisheye thing too. There was each individually, then the whole gang, and Uncle Jesse wakes up from his dream, yelling, "No!" And he's soaking wet with the sweat and says,
"Just sweat."
Yeah, right. Yeah, maybe it would have been more.
Well, she's better get changed.
He says, "I can't take it anymore. I got to get out of this house."
What?
And then a new scene. It's morning.
Oh.
Joey and Danny are walking upstairs, and Danny yells, "Jesse, time to get up, rise and shine." Why?
He's a grown man.
No wonder he needs to get out of the house. Can't even sleep in when he wants to. And they barge in his room. No privacy again. So
it's so true.
I know. All the shit he's saying is true. And they go in and he's gone. There's a note. Danny reads it out loud because Joey probably can't read.
Was probably too freaking hungover the night before or something.
Like, fuck, man, I drank a bunch, ate that ice cream, and passed out. Maybe that's why he was asking all the questions and being so silly. He's drunk.
Damn it, Joey, can you just be serious for 1 minute and not be a drunk?
Joey's like, I took like 6 shots downstairs before I came up here. Poured some beer in this ice cream and came up. Danny reads it out loud. Guys, it says, "Guys, I didn't want to wake anybody up, so I left this note. I need to get away for a while." Sentimental music starts up again.
Guys?
Says, "I don't know where I'm going. I don't know when I'll be back, or even if I will be back. I don't think it's working out for me here. I'll call soon. Tell the girls I love them. Jesse."
Damn.
And Joey says, "Jesse ran away from home?" The girls come in and ask, Where's Uncle Jesse?"
God. Jeez. Give the guy some fucking space.
Exactly. Which makes me wonder, he says rise and shine and all that. Like, was it late? Because he didn't come.
Maybe that's what it was.
So they were kind of almost worrying about him. But they ask where Uncle Jesse is, and as they ask, "To be continued" pops up on the screen.
Awesome.
End of episode. Boom. Cliffhanger.
Love it.
So that was the episode.
Love it.
So with that, what's on the mind of Alex after that one?
Honest to God, this is gonna be anticlimactic for you. Is that the right word?
Yeah. And aren't they all?
Yeah.
Yeah, not all of them, but okay.
So let's go back. Let's go back to what's on the mind. Let's go back to the old candle biting thing.
Okay. You are obsessing over that candle biting.
You know how there is rope inside of a candle that he had to bite through.
There is. Yeah,
there's wick.
The wick, yeah.
Like he chewed.
Does it go all the way down?
Yeah, because
at the bottom
has the metal piece.
That's true.
And the wick, so he bit through the wick and all.
He's got like Mike Tyson chompers or something.
Like, I think this is something we will revisit next week. I'm going to get a candle and see if we
can bite it.
Bite through a candle.
That's a good idea.
That's some chompers on that guy. If he can do that, that is a man there.
Yeah.
That's a But yeah, that's been on my mind this whole episode.
Right. All right, so now Full House trivia.
Oh yeah,
I got a couple bullet points here.
sweet.
So in the dream sequence with the two Michelles, we already said it. Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen appear together on screen for the very first time.
Yep.
Since, which I find it's crazy. Like, there's whatever the child laws of having kids on screen, so that's why they used two of them so they could utilize more time on screen with them.
But she really doesn't utilize that much.
I know. It just seems like, did you have to? I get future obvious. They were probably already thinking ahead of time.
Yeah.
But it, yeah, that's the first time, and I don't think it happens a whole lot in the series. I can remember one other episode for sure, but other than that, it seems pretty rare.
I know. I think I can remember 3 other times.
Really?
That's about it. Yeah.
Okay. The episode title is a take on the 1955 comedy film titled "The 7-Year Itch," starring Marilyn Monroe, and based on the 1952 Broadway play. Whatever. Just,
No, you're Mr. Broadway. Surprised you don't know it.
I'm just a love machine.
Dun, 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 dun. You know, that was such a popular song. When was that song produced?
I looked it up. I was going to put it in my trivia, but then I'm like, this is stupid. But it was like 1970s, late 70s, mid to late 70s. It hit like #1 or something.
It seems like this is like a very popular song in the 90s, like sitcoms.
Yeah, like
I feel like it's been on other sitcoms in the 90s. So
right.
It's weird.
Yeah, this is funny
that they like this
he just
song.
kept singing it.
I'm just a love machine.
I love I'm a loony love machine.
Yeah.
Like ad-libs in there. Next trivia is Jesse said hell again.
Yep.
We said that, and that moves it to 7 times.
Wow.
7 out of 19 episodes he has said hell.
crazy.
And that doesn't include our other ones. The dam that was said and the something
crazy.
else. But so Samantha was played by Chelsea Noble.
Okay.
She became the sister-in-law of Candace Cameron.
Really?
Because she married Kirk Cameron. We mentioned it last episode. That was part of my Kirk Cameron, Where Are They Now, was that his future wife was on the very next episode after he was on it.
Is this how they met?
This wasn't how they met, but so she married Kirk Cameron in 1991.
Okay.
And last week we were questioning because so his Kirk Cameron plays a 17-year-old cousin of DJ.
Right.
Samantha is Jesse's girlfriend of a 25-year-old Jesse. So we questioned it. Chelsea Noble is 6 years older than Kirk Cameron.
Oh, okay.
So it jives well. So at this point in time, she's probably like 23.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was funny. Kirk Cameron, she was robbing the cradle with Kirk Cameron.
Look, she could have had Uncle Jesse.
Why would you not have gone for John Stamos?
Absolutely.
All right, so that was all my trivia.
Cool.
The next episode of Full House is The 7-Month Itch, Part 2.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
So now, let's sneak out of the house with Uncle Jesse. We're going to hop out. We've already done this. We've already rode on his Harley before. Yeah. We're going to do it again, though.
Okay,
this time we've got to be sneaky about it. We got to sneak down.
So we're going to probably push the bike down like a block and then...
Right.
And then start it up.
Yep. And we gotta grab a couple of Joey's brewskis.
Well, we can grab some wine, I guess.
Yeah. They didn't drink the wine.
Yeah. So it's free. So let's grab it.
Wine, sneak out on the Harley. Then once he stops, because we don't know where he's going.
No.
But he's probably. I mean, again, we don't know where San Francisco is either. So
he got to be.
I mean,
go far, right? Yeah. Is he just going to Samantha's house?
Right. Well, we don't know. We don't know where.
I mean, if he's going to Samantha's house, let's get a sneak peek in the shower, and then we'll leave.
And we'll cruise on his Harley over to Chicago for a little Family Matters.
I'll tell you what. I didn't realize wine.
Wine
Wait,
hits
is
you
it
pretty
wine
good.
before beer, or no? Is it liquor before
Liquor before beer, you're in the clear.
Wine.
Beer before liquor gets sick quicker.
What's wine? Nothing about wine.
I don't know. Wine and dine in 16.
I will tell you what. There was none of that going on that motorcycle. Not enough room. But goodness, I'm glad he stopped at the local gas station so we could get these tall boys.
Yeah. Yep. All right, so Family Matters here in Chicago. Season 1, episode 19, title, In a Jam.
In a jam. I'll tell you what's really jamming up is my shorts.
I know.
Yours too.
We're both right.
I don't know what it is with this camper, but man, I'm really showing some inner thighs.
Right. Let's get a pic of that on.
I think we need to. Jeez.
So this aired February 23rd, 1990, a day after my 4th birthday.
Oh, well, happy 4th birthday, Kenny. Belated. Happy belated 4th.
Yeah.
What do you think you had? Was it like a Ninja Turtles thing? You were into Ninja Turtles.
I love Ninja Turtles. Yeah. Probably. I mean,
no.
I can't think of anything else that I would have liked at the time.
I don't think I was huge into Ninja Turtles.
You weren't? I loved them.
You were a huge Mikey guy.
I loved, yeah.
I don't know why I know this,
yeah.
but you loved Mikey.
I loved Michelangelo when I was a kid. But now, when I rewatched the episode, or the show, or the movie, Raphael is my favorite. He's just a badass. He's cool.
I still love Mikey.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm not a huge... Like, I was Power Rangers.
Yeah. Oh, you were Power Rangers. I never liked Power
weird?
Rangers. I couldn't
We're
get into
a year apart.
I know. I tried to get into it because all my friends were into Power Rangers, and I'm like, dude, this show sucks. I'm going to turn back on some TNMT.
You're so old, Kenny. It's all about those Power Rangers.
That was kid stuff at that time.
Well, you had April. I had the pink Power Ranger. That's a whole different story.
Yeah, it's true.
Those tight spandex pants. I mean, April was in like a full...
Yeah, she wore like a...
You missed out.
Yeah,
let me tell you.
All right. Anyways, we're back on Family Matters. Their IMDb rating, the
7.3.
Same as Full House.
7.1. All right.
A tie. Like I said, we're getting close to the end of the season. I'm going to give you the standings.
And this is a good episode, too.
This is solid.
It's just different.
Yeah. So for the cold open... we get Carl and Eddie fixing the VCR. The old VCR.
Still can't remember what the back of that TV, if it was just, like, if it had that... I can't...
Jeez. After Carl does a few things, Eddie pushes the VHS tape holder down, and it mashes Carl's finger in. And he yells, "Eject, eject, eject!" Then Steve pops up from between them, because you originally just thought it was Carl and Eddie, father-son fixing the VCR, and Steve pops up and he goes, "I found your problem." He fixed the issue and tells Carl to let it rip. And Carl turns it on and the whole house power goes out. And in the dark, Steve says...
The VCR?
I know. And Steve says, "Did I do that?" And then we roll them. Perfect.
Thank you. Wait, how does it go again? We say it all the time.
And I always know it, but I can't do it when we say it.
I don't even think that's close. Shit, sorry, let's go on.
Anyways, now the episode starts up with Urkel barging in the Winslow kitchen, asking if they have anything in the fridge.
Got any cheese?
It's only the kids in the kitchen, no grown-ups. And he goes to the fridge, and he's excited to see they have anchovy paste. First of all, why does he want anchovy paste? Second of all, why do they have anchovy paste?
I wish my wife was here, because like I feel like she knows like all these crazy things you use. Like,
yeah.
She probably know what... I don't know what anchovy paste is.
No.
What the hell you use that
for?
for?
What would you want it for? I don't know. He says he needs to keep his sugar up and hasn't eaten since breakfast. So you need
anchovy has sugar in it? Okay.
I don't know. Laura asks, like, what about lunch? And he explains that every day he's accosted by this bully for his lunch money.
Oh, yeah.
The bully's name is Bull Wesson. Makes sense. He's a bully. Come on, if you're going to name your kid Bull, or he has a nickname Bull, you're going to be a bully.
Bull Weston, man.
Wesson.
Yeah. That's a cool name, though.
It is. I'd be scared.
What do you think Bull Weston looks like? Like, just...
Without watching the episode,
I look at... He has to be wearing cowboy boots with a belt buckle.
Just because you're thinking of West.
Well, and I'm thinking of West, but I'm thinking of Bull, too. I mean, like...
Yeah.
He must be a hell of a cowboy.
I picture...
Good old country boy.
I'm going to say, of course, I watched the episode, but I would picture what we get.
Really?
I would.
Not even close.
I don't know.
Like he's driving a big old.
Swayed. I think I'm swayed.
He's driving a big old truck. Got some dip in, drinking some beer, starting some crazy bonfire.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking.
Okay, our minds went different ways with it. I don't know.
I feel like mine's right. Yours is wrong.
Well, mine's clearly right because I said it. I pictured what we get. Anyways, he's a bully so tough. He'll rip your face off and add it to his collection.
Wow.
Then Steve says he could stop Bull if he had a big, strapping kid to protect him. As he kind of eyes Eddie up and down. And he's like, do you know anybody like that, big guy? Which I think is the first time Steve says big guy.
I think it might be.
Because that becomes like an Urkel slogan, like a catchphrase.
So in 1 week, we got 2 major catch lines.
Yeah, the hot dog and big guy. So Eddie knows what he means when he's saying that, and he says, no way. And once Urkel says that he'll give him $10, Eddie agrees to it.
$10.
$10.
The old grocery store isn't paying good enough anymore.
Right? Yeah. He blew all his money on the Prince tickets, and then maybe the Paula Abdul
That's true, honestly.
Yeah. Eddie says, protecting one 7th grader from another will be the easiest $10 I've ever made. So now Steve says he will go home and make a sandwich. You haven't lived until you've had anchovy paste on a dog biscuit.
What the hell?
And they all look around confused, and he's like, what the fuck? What does that even mean? So that we still don't know what anchovy. Like, I was hoping, like, on a sandwich with ham, or like, I don't know.
Yeah.
No. Okay, so next week, candle, you're going to bite the candle, and you're going to eat a dog biscuit with anchovy paste. Got it.
Yeah, I'm going to.
All right,
I'm going to buy anchovy paste and see what this is about.
Oh, man. New scene, the ladies, all 3 ladies, Rachel, Mother Winslow, and Harriet, are in the living room sorting and folding laundry. So Carl rushes in from work. He's still in uniform, obviously, because he came from work.
Right.
And he's all excited, telling him, turn on the TV, turn on the TV. He's on the news. I'm on the news.
Oh.
Which is a big deal.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, right.
He yells for the kids to come down.
Kids! Come on down, hurry up!
Hey, that's good. Some guy on the news is interviewing he says, I'm interviewing Sergeant Winslow.
Well, Sergeant's a big deal. I didn't realize he was a sergeant.
So what is it when you're just a regular cop? You're not a sergeant. You're a officer. Officer Winslow.
Yeah.
So is it officer, sergeant, lieutenant, captain?
Well, sheriff's in there somewhere, too.
Is there a sheriff? I thought that was only in where Bull Wesson comes from out in the Wild West.
There's, so I watch a lot of On Patrol Live, or Live PD, as it was formerly called.
I thought you watched a lot of Paw Patrol.
I do watch a lot of Paw Patrol, too. But yeah, there's quite a bit of like sheriffs,
Oh, okay.
sergeants.
Yeah.
I never see many lieutenants, honestly, on the show, but like,
Yeah. Well,
or no, deputies.
Oh,
Deputies is the smallest. I think that's
Oh.
the starting.
okay.
Deputy is the starting part. Yeah, because I'm thinking
Okay.
Andy Griffin show.
Okay.
I believe Barney Fife was a deputy.
Oh, right, right.
So
Yeah, I can hear that. Yeah.
so we can sitcom show
Yeah.
relation here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, but Sergeant Winslow,
Oh wow.
he's interviewing him, and basically there was a holdup in the bank.
Wow.
And Carl arrested the bank robber.
Oh.
So he's being interviewed, and on the news, Carl cracks several jokes with the news reporter. He says something about, "What did you do when you came in and saw their hands up?" or something. He said, "Well," Carl says, like, "Well, I knew it was either a holdup or that everyone was playing Simon Says." And then he's like, "Nah!" and then he says something else about arresting him, and he's like, "It was either for that or for cutting in line."
You know what's funny though? It's like that's not how a bank robbery would ever go. Like you would have the SWAT team
Yeah, exactly.
surrounding you.
It
It wouldn't
wouldn't
just be
just
like
be
a
him,
cop
like-
goes, hands up!
Yeah.
You're stealing a bank! Like it would never happen like
You have
that.
hostages and shit.
Yeah.
Like, just one cop. That's all it took. Maybe it is. Maybe that was how dumb the robber
Okay.
was. I don't know.
I mean, I guess in like our town, maybe it would.
Right, yeah.
But
At the end of the news thing, Carl says he's all like excited, and he's like, "Hi, Mama!" And then it pans back to the living room, and Mother Winslow waves at the TV. "Hi, Carl." It was so cute.
Is there anybody that's ever been on TV that's better than Mother Winslow?
No, not at all.
Oh my god!
Everyone tells him he was great and all this stuff, and then he says, "Channel 13 thought I was great too. They're giving me a tryout tomorrow as their afternoon traffic reporter."
What?
They thought he was funny, so he's gonna be the traffic reporter. So everyone's all pumped, and I think Mother Winslow questions like, "Are you not gonna be a cop anymore then?"
Yeah.
She's excited, but he says he'll still be a cop, and this would be a part-time thing. He'd get to do once a week.
What?
And full-time
In Chicago,
sergeant.
you only need one time a week. We need you to tell us about the traffic.
I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe like an upcoming thing. You figure maybe like a Sunday night thing. Like, look out
Or
for
do you
this
think that-
week. This road's
Or
going
do
to
you
be
think
closed
that it's
down.
like they have somebody daily, a different
Oh,
person
maybe.
daily,
Yeah.
like a
that makes
special guest, like this cop, this cop, this cop, this cop,
Right.
type thing.
Like when Harry Carey died, and they needed to find somebody to sing the 7th inning stretch
Right.
every
You're right.
every game. And
What, the 7 inning stretch or the 7 inning itch?
Ooh. I like it. Eddie says that would be cool, just like when Charlie Brock's father was on TV. And Harriet says it's not the same thing. Charlie Brock's father was indicted. So
Charlie Brock. Huh?
So now Rachel says, the last officer on the traffic report was funny. Officer Bud. And so it makes me think, the last officer... Oh, okay. So maybe it is something like that. So maybe one day they have an officer, and one day they have a chef.
Yeah. Yep.
And the next day they have a
Okay. Yeah.
musician.
Yeah. A musician.
Anyways, she says, Officer Bud was funny. If Carl's going to get that job, he needs to be funny too. And change his name, because his name just doesn't have pop. It doesn't have sizzle. Sergeant Carl.
Well, that was
Winslow.
Officer Bud. Now you got Sergeant Carl.
Yeah.
That
Or Sergeant Winslow sounds good.
Yeah. Sergeant Winslow.
Yeah. That sounds good.
That sounds great.
She
Better
says,
than Officer Bud. What? So Officer Bud, an officer, got
Yeah.
on before a sergeant did?
yeah.
Okay. Keep going,
And
Kenny.
his name doesn't have sizzle. Bud. Bud. That really has a lot of sizzle.
Yeah.
Carl says his great-grandfather's name was Carl, and he isn't going to change it. Mother Winslow informs him that his great-grandfather's name was Lester. his horse's name was Carl.
No way! I didn't even hear that.
Carl was named after his great-grandfather's horse.
I had no clue. That's hilarious.
New scene, we're at Leroy's Diner.
Yeah, Leroy.
Do you picture that old video? Leroy Jenkins. Every time I hear Leroy. Yep. Leroy's Diner. And Rodney walks past.
Rodney! What's he up to?
Well, he just walks past.
That's it?
That's it. Urkel and Eddie are eating together. And Urkel's telling him all about his first allergy attack. He's trying to remember which color mucus he coughed up, if it was green or yellow. And Eddie's like clearly disgusted and like, I'm trying to eat here. Eddie says the bully doesn't appear to be coming because he probably saw him and got scared off.
Yeah.
So he says, pay up. $10 buckaroos. But Urkel gives him the $10 and Eddie leaves. Oh. And then Urkel asks Rodney if he wants to hang with him.
Wait, so Urkel knows Rodney pretty good now.
I guess, yeah. I mean, he's around he's a neighbor. He's right there. Yeah. He says, he's like, Rod, want to hang out? And Rod says he'd rather eat dirt.
Wait, that's what's Rodney's.
Yeah. And of course, Urkel says, because he knows, he says, you should try sand. It's a lot more binding. Now in comes this punk-ass kid, Bull Wesson.
Bull.
You can tell it's the bully. You can tell because he enters, there's like a gasp, and everyone kind of like shuffles and parts the Red Sea a little bit.
Yeah, like they were in the Old West, wearing boots, cowboy boots.
Except he comes in, backwards hat, kind of chubby, tall, super tall.
Yeah.
Big kid. Big kid. And everyone's clearing a path, and he yells to Urkel, hey, rat face! And Bull demands his money from Urkel, and Urkel says he doesn't have it. And now Bull wants... Yeah, rat face. I don't agree with the comparison. Now, so Urkel said he doesn't have it, and Bull says he wants double tomorrow. And Urkel asks, what happens again if I don't pay? Bull grabs the metal napkin holder, and he picks it up and twists it and crushes it.
What? The napkin holder that you have at every restaurant?
Yeah.
Just twisted.
I mean, it was...
He's 7th grade!
7th grader picking up a thing, crushing the shit out of that thing. Then Urkel says, oh yeah, it's all coming back to me now. And Bull starts to leave, and Urkel stops him and says, I'm not paying you anymore. And literally, like, everyone around is like...
It's like Rodney's still there?
Oh, Rodney's still there.
Okay.
And Bull's pissed. And he comes over and he's like, no one has ever said no to Bull Wesson and lived.
Oh, boy.
He says Urkel pays him tomorrow or they fight. Then he picks up Urkel and sits him on the counter into like a bunch of food that was on the counter. And he's all like, ugh. And Rodney walks over to Urkel and says that you can't fight him. And Urkel says Bull can give him his best punches and that Urkel can take it. And give him his best punches and I can take it. And Rodney like playfully punches Urkel's arm and says, all right, Urk! Punches him and then Steve goes, ow! I think you broke my arm. So Rodney punches him playfully and it broke his arm. What's Bull gonna do when he can twist and break a napkin holder? So after a commercial, we're at the Winslow's living room with Carl signing a notepad for his mom.
Oh.
Saying, I'm not sure why anyone would want my autograph. And she says, oh, Joyce is going to love this. She's going to put it right next to her picture of Willard Scott. I have no idea who
Willis Scott. I have no clue.
I should have looked that up. I took too much time looking up Love Machine that I forgot about
Willis. Who is that? I would imagine a musician.
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 Yeah. Rachel comes down to help Carl rehearse. But he says he'd rather just wing it.
Right.
But Rachel says it's good to have a few one-liners ready.
Yeah.
So she says she's a professional writer. She can help him.
She is.
And if there's anything I've figured out from these episodes of Family Matters, Rachel can really help every situation. Although she helped Carl lose weight.
She did.
So she might be gaining his trust a little bit. She fucked him over with the baking thing, but she revived herself with the losing weight. So 50-50 shot.
He's going to give her another chance.
Right. This can push it in her favor if she comes out on top. So Rachel reads some of what she has. She does like she pretends to do like a news report. And she says like, speaking of medical personnel, the medical, some guy, the medical personnel says that good news and there's bad news. The good news is you have 48 hours to live. The bad news is I forgot to call you yesterday. And then Carl and Rachel they like crack up. And Harriet just looks over like
what the
pissed.
Hell?
Like
this is like a dad jokes before dad jokes were popular.
Exactly. And then she tells Carl another one. She tells Carl to try one. So Carl grabs the notepad and looks through, and then he says, what do Smokey the Bear, Catherine the Great, and Billy the Kid have in common? Smokey the Bear.
I know who Smokey the Bear is, and I know who Billy the Kid kind of is.
Billy the Kid, Bull West?
Yeah, that's pretty much who Bull West is.
And then Catherine the Great. What do they have in common? He says, the same middle name.
Hilarious.
That's a good one. You should use that. That's a one-liner to have ready.
I need to have that going.
And they crack up. Harriet's still not amused, and there's some banter, something where she says she's not amused, and it goes to a new scene where Rodney's in the kitchen.
Rodney!
With Laura and Eddie, and he's telling them the whole Urkel and Bull Wesson story.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And Eddie doesn't think anyone will actually get hurt.
No.
Come on, it's 7th graders.
Well, yeah.
But you got to think Eddie's got to be feeling a little bad. He left.
He left
bad within minutes of Bull Wesson.
I think he just doesn't want to put up with this shit. Like it's 7th grade bullshit.
Yeah,
he doesn't care.
I'm a high schooler now. Yeah. Get this shit out of here.
Yeah.
And Rodney says that Bull Wesson has been in 7th grade for a while.
So see,
he says something about him being at least like 17.
Yeah.
17 in 7th grade?
Jesus.
Urkel comes in all sad, holding a shoebox. And he gives it to Laura to remember him by.
Oh my God.
It turns out it's a necklace that he wanted to give her on their wedding night.
Oh, why?
But he won't be able to now since it looks like he'll be dead.
Oh.
He just says it so plainly. She looks at it a minute and then she asks what it is, and my retainer.
A necklace.
I had it bronzed. It's like a bronze retainer. It looked interesting.
Cool.
It was. And she's all grossed out, and he asks if he can have a kiss goodbye. She turns him down, saying, "I'm wearing your teeth. Isn't that good enough?"
Who's the bully now?
Yeah, exactly. Eddie doesn't get what the big deal is fighting him. You know what?
Yeah.
Why does he have to fight him?
Right.
Why does he need to stand up and fight Bull Wesson? Is what Eddie's concerned about.
Hasn't Urkel talked about the lunch money situation?
But he's saying, like, Eddie's saying, you don't have to stand up to him.
Right. Well, I mean, he doesn't have to, but, like, does Urkel want to have to keep paying him, giving him his lunch?
Right, exactly.
No.
No.
So, Eddie's an idiot at
this
point,
exactly.
Right?
But Urkel explains that Eddie doesn't understand what it's like being small and picked on. We get a super short, guys. Can you make this super short?
Super short.
Save Alex some money here.
$5.
Urkel says, I'm a good runner, Eddie, but sometimes you have to stop running.
Wow.
That's pretty solid.
Yes.
That's a
Yeah.
good line.
Whoa.
And
That's
slowly,
heavy.
yeah, he slowly leaves the house, and we move to a commercial, and the music's done. But now it shows Eddie coming into the living room to Carl, reading his one-liners from Rachel.
Mm-hmm.
And he's clearly troubled. He's distraught, and he asks if he can talk to his dad for a minute. He informs his dad that tomorrow after school at Leroy's, Urkel's going to get beat up. And Carl asks for what, and Eddie replies, nothing.
Yeah.
Which is true.
Right.
He says there's just a big guy that doesn't like him and takes his money, and Urkel is standing up to him. And then there's like a confusing conversation between Carl and Eddie where Carl is telling Eddie to not step in, but also telling him to step in.
I can't tell you this. Well, it almost felt like it was like, since I'm a cop, I can't tell you to beat the shit out of somebody, but
maybe
beat the shit out of somebody.
But it was more like you have reason to step in,
right,
to stop a bully from beating somebody up, but you also need other people to work out their differences.
Okay.
Like
yeah.
it was just
right.
it was
okay.
weird, and of course it's going over Eddie's head,
right?
Anyways, and
but is it, Kenny?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
True. Eddie's all confused, and he says, "Is it me, or are you not making any sense?" And Carl says,
"Me, and Eddie are a lot alike."
Carl says, "You're dealing with a bully, and bullies are cowards at heart. That's why they pick on little guys. So if a big guy like yourself stands up to a bully, they usually back down." Which is true. I found that. I was always a little guy. I mean, I was always
were you ever bullied?
Not really. I had one bully who he picked on me a lot.
Yeah.
But I think he had a crush on my sister. And so I'd just run to my sister, and she would talk to him, and then he'd stop.
Gotcha. Man, I don't think any time in my whole life.
You were big. You were a tall guy.
I was tall, but I was skinny.
Right,
back
you were
then.
tall and skinny, but tall is intimidating.
I think I was too goofy.
Right.
For anybody to be like, oh this guy's...
Yeah.
Never mind. We won't pick on him.
Right.
He's not even smart. So, like, Urkel's smart. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
the nerdy
smart. Yeah. This guy's just goofy and dumb. Like, we'll let him go.
We'll leave him. But Carl explains that this is a judgment call. He explains that to Eddie, and he says Eddie's going to have to make his own decision and determine whether or not to get involved. He basically says, like, Eddie, I know you wanted a yes or no, but I can't give that to you.
You got to choose your own path in life, Eddie.
Yep. He says,
put down the water gun, washing those vegetables, and figure it out.
Right. And Eddie says he just wants to make the right decision. And Carl replies that he knows he will.
Yep.
It's nice father-son moment. We haven't seen many of those with Carl and Eddie.
No.
It's usually Eddie getting yelled at by Carl or whatever. But this was a good. I know what you're going to do, and you're probably going to do the right thing. But after that little nice heart-to-heart, new scene. Everyone gathers in the living room to see Carl's on-air tryout for traffic reporter. It's fun. There's some banter with the ladies and Mother Winslow, how she's excited to see Carl perform, and she says something like, "I haven't seen Carl on stage since he was in a school play as Mr. Tooth Decay." She's so great.
I love her.
And we're now at Channel 13 News Studio. Carl is being cleaned up and has 30 seconds till he's on air. He tells some guy he has some great jokes ready. And the guy says, "Jokes? I hope you don't have jokes. That's what got Bud fired."
Oh, no.
So Carl looks all worried, and they start. Just right like that. And Carl is all like worried and speechless, and he introduces himself, and he has a pointer stick, and he like throws it, and it hits the weather lady. Her name was Connie.
It was Connie.
He hits the weather lady. And he tells the 48 hours to live joke.
Yep.
But he botches it, which I kind of botched it as well. It's tough to do it on the fly, Carl.
Right.
I'm not a winging guy. I don't wing it. And so he botches the joke. It pans over to the living room where the ladies are watching.
They're like, oh no.
They're like, well, Rachel's like, because somebody says he's not doing well, and Rachel goes, he's botching my jokes or whatever.
No.
And then Mother Winslow says, anybody mind if I change the channel? And she was all excited to see him on air, and now she wants to change the channel. Now that same guy from earlier that told him last minute, don't make jokes, he's like reaching under the camera to hand him a piece of paper. And he hands him the paper, and it's an actual traffic report news. Which, what was he gonna read? What was he gonna say before? This is an on-air tryout, but like, what was he doing? Anyways, he reads the paper, and it's about an overturned tanker on some main road or whatever. So he reads it and finds the report kind of incorrect, because he reads it and he's like, well, you can't take that route. It'll cause a jam you'll be stranded for months.
Carl's on the streets.
I know.
He's driving those routes every day. He knows.
Exactly. He's like, that would cause you months to get through that. So they have like a map in the background, and he's like, I'll show you exactly what you need to do. He starts to explain the real route to take to get past the overturned tanker. He says something about, you got to pass this donut shop. I can't think of what donut shop it was. He says, but if you have a minute, stop in there. They have the best crullers in town.
What a good shout out to the local donut shop. Yeah, I like that.
Small business.
Yeah.
And now the ladies are all like excited that he did a good job. And that was the end of Carl's little scene there.
It was great, though.
It was good.
Yeah.
And a new scene over to Urkel, hunched over the table at Leroy's, all worried and sad. He turns to the crowd of people behind him and says, did you all just come here to see the bloodbath? And Rodney goes, that's why I'm here. You guys?
Fucking Rodney. I love Rodney.
And everyone pretty much says, yeah. And then Laura is there.
Yeah.
And she tells him he can still back out if he wants to. All he's got to do is pay up. What do you think lunch money is? $5?
Not even at.
I know, at that
the
age.
early 90s?
Yeah.
It's
$2.50?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Jeez.
I mean, Bull's a pretty big boy.
He is.
Maybe $5.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe, I don't know.
Jesus.
But
Definitely
Laura,
as big as Eddie.
he says, a man's got to do what a man's got to do. And then Laura goes, yeah, but what are you going to do?
Oh.
Oh! And now Bull enters. The crowd is silenced. And as he approaches Urkel, he tells him he'll give him one last chance. Urkel tells him the bank is closed.
Wow.
Oh. Ooh, the bank is closed. Bull grabs him up by the collar to cream him. He's ready to go. Eddie walks in. Hold it!
Wow.
And the audience, woo!
Oh, yeah, everybody loved it.
Eddie. And he says, the fight's over, Bull.
Ooh.
Bull tells him, butt out. Man.
Like, those are the years
balls on Bull.
Those are the years where you're like,
I know.
it's
Like, now you look back and you're like, that is stupid to be scared of something like that, you know, but back then, like when you're in the thick of it, that's intense to talk to somebody a couple of years old, or in this case, Bull talking to somebody younger than him or whatever.
I guess
the same age. I don't know. Eddie goes on to say, "We all know you're tough, Bull. You don't have to beat up on Urkel to prove it. He's a small, defenseless, puny,
cracked me up, dude.
puny, pathetic, weak, wimpy, scrawny and then Urkel cuts him off. I think you made your point. Bull says, okay, he's off the hook, but you're dead meat.
To old Eddie?
Yeah.
Oh.
And he swings at Eddie.
Yeah.
And Eddie does like a quick Bobby Brown backs off move. And then Eddie clocks him in the gut.
It takes the wind right out of him.
And in a high-pitched voice, Bull goes, "Oh, okay, I'll leave him alone." And he limps out of Leroy's. Everyone in the diner cheers and high fives Eddie, and Urkel says, "Wow, you saved my life, Eddie. That means we're best friends, pals, buddies, amigos, Goombas." What the fuck is a Goomba? Eddie doesn't look happy about any of the things he just said, but then Penny stares at Eddie and says, "Oh, Eddie, you were wonderful."
Penny.
Damn, Penny.
Is that a check on the board or not?
Could be in the future.
It's
like, we'll see what happens. Urkel shouts, "All right, everybody, drinks on me!" And the entire crowd dumps their drinks on him. He says, "I love you, crazy guys." So stupid.
But he loves it. He loves everybody else is a bully to him, but
right. Except for the bull. And in walks Carl to the diner, and Eddie's surprised to see him. Carl says he was on his way home from the studio and decided to stop in for a coffee. And Eddie asks how the audition went. Carl says it was shaky at first, but he got the job.
All right.
And Carl asks if anything interesting went on. He looks at the floor at all the pop that was poured on Urkel. And then the sentimental music starts up again.
Guys?
And Eddie says, "You came to check up on me, didn't you, Dad?" And Carl clearly did. He kind of steers the question there. But Eddie tells his dad he talked the bully out of hitting Urkel. And Carl assumes he backed down just like he thought.
Right.
But Eddie says that the bully came after him and he had to fight him. So immediately Carl's like, are you okay? And Eddie says, yeah, everything's good. He says he feels pretty good about himself. And Carl tells him he's proud of him, but doesn't want him to think fighting is always the answer.
Right.
And Eddie says he knows, and he says it wasn't much of a fight. I hit him once and he went down. And Carl replies, "Oh, was it that famous Winslow punch I taught you?" And Eddie says, "I don't know. I just closed my eyes and swung." And Carl says, "That's the one." He puts his arm around Eddie and they leave the diner.
Standing ovation. The whole audience was loving it.
And that's the end of the episode.
What a good, wholesome episode.
That was a good one.
Loved it.
That's what Family Matters makes me think of.
Yep.
Full House has a different vibe.
Yep.
With their wrap up the story and life lessons stuff. Like,
right.
I don't know. Full House's stories aren't the same as Family Matters. Seem like deeper.
I feel like I relate more to Family Matters episodes than I do Full House.
Yeah.
But later on, I feel like Full House is funnier.
Yeah.
But,
right.
You know.
But with that, what's on the mind of Alex?
I mean, so what's on the mind of mine is, so we talk about Carl being like a news anchor.
Yeah.
So I just remember this one time, like there was a lot, like we had a flood, pretty much a flood. In our area here in Michigan.
That was like 5 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, 5-6 years ago. Yeah, somewhere around there. And my dad was like watching The Stand. It was raining cats and dogs.
Right.
So he was like, "I'll watch it," and I was like, "All right, well, I'll go not watch The Stand, I guess." So, So in this time frame, the news came to the stand randomly and was like, "Hey, can we interview you about the flood?" And my dad's like, sure. And so like that night, like I just see my dad on the TV, like talking about the flood in my stand, in my business. It was the craziest thing ever, you know?
Of anyone to interview,
Like
Eddie is your dad.
because my dad is, we call him Eddie, so
Yeah.
it's like
He might not be the best.
right. He's like the opposite of me.
Yeah.
So if you watch this episode, it's like Carl in the beginning of his like,
Right.
you know. So it was just funny. That was good.
Your dad needed some one-liners.
He
Right?
did need some one-liners. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, on to some Family Matters trivia.
Let's hear it.
Let's see. So, this is the last episode for Penny.
Oh.
We joked about, is there a check one on the board for Eddie in the future? Not with Penny.
This is scribbled off the list.
Yeah, so Penny, it's her last episode. If you don't totally remember Penny, it's because she wasn't around a lot.
All right.
She was mentioned as the best friend of Laura
Right.
a couple of times in the series. She was on 5 episodes. 5 of
That's kind of
the...
crazy because Penny was around quite a bit.
What's funny is she was on the episode where Urkel first came on.
Okay. Yeah.
And then she was in the last, including this episode, the last 4 episodes.
Okay.
Just real quickly, and then she's gone forever. And so be on the lookout for Laura's next best friend.
Right.
Also, this episode, guess which person wasn't in the episode?
Thank goodness.
No,
Sounds
Judy.
like Judy was not in this episode.
She was. This is more
This is the
of
beginning of the end
Yes.
for Judy.
Also, Little Richie wasn't in it either,
Yeah.
but he's also a baby
baby.
that you can see the difference in Full House and Family Matters too, because Family Matters has the baby and they don't care that the baby's not there. Full House like pushes the baby into scenes that she doesn't.
Family
need.
Matters has so many people though at this
Right,
point
yeah.
compared to
Yeah. So
us.
that's that. And if you wanted to know more about Bill Wesson
Oh yeah.
or Bull
Please,
Wesson,
please,
good Lord.
please, Bull.
Bull Wesson. There isn't much.
Oh.
I would have made him our.
This is a
our
big kid.
I would make him our focal point for the Where Are They Now, because
Yeah.
he's kind of a guest. But actor Marcus Redmond,
That's a cool name too.
he played small roles in a few little shows and movies, but nothing that
That was it,
I don't
huh?
think anyone ever
He
would
was
notice.
just a big kid.
Weird fact about him though. When this aired, he was 19 years old. When this aired, he's playing a 7th grader.
Yeah.
19. They kind of make jokes about him being 17, whatever. He looked huge.
He did.
He's only 6 foot tall. He's only 6 foot tall.
What?
They put him against all these little kids. He's a 6 foot tall. I'm 6 foot tall.
He just must
I'm not
have
tall.
been like,
He was a big boy. But again, he's 19 years old, so he probably peaked
yeah.
at this time.
Okay.
So, but you would think he looked like he could be like a 6'5", like
That's
fat,
right, yeah.
big, the next Darnell.
Yeah. Honestly.
What?
Wow, I didn't realize he was that.
Yeah.
Just a normal guy.
Yep, pretty much. And now he's a normal guy
Right.
because he's not in any
Anything.
TV or movies. But that's it for my trivia. The next episode of Family Matters is The Candidate.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
And I know you love Rodney.
I love him.
The
This-
Candidate is a Rodney
This
episode.
is huge.
This is a good one.
Yep. Love it.
All right, so up next is the Where Are They Now? And this week, since we talked about Mother Winslow a little bit,
Yeah.
I'm going to use Estelle.
Ah, she's beautiful. I love her.
I know. So Estelle Winslow was played by Rosetta Lenore.
What a beautiful name.
Beautiful name. If we're being honest, the Where Are They Now is that she's dead.
Right.
She actually died on St. Patty's Day.
She died from drinking too much?
Maybe.
She's probably partying too hard.
Right. She died St. Patty's Day 2002. So since she's been dead for about 20 years, and there wasn't much after TGIF life for her.
Right.
A little information about her prior to Family Matters. She was on a couple, several shows and movies, but nothing crazy well known. That, of course, it wasn't crazy well known to me because I wasn't born in the 60s or 50s or 40s or whatever.
Right. What else did she do?
Nothing really, but she was in 16 episodes of Gimme a Break.
Okay.
Which we've mentioned before.
Right.
And she kind of, I don't know how many episodes lined up with Rachel.
Right.
But they were both on that show. And then after Family Matters ended, she made one guest appearance on Cosby in 98. And that was her final TV or movie appearance, was on Cosby.
Please, she didn't get anything slipped in her drink.
She wasn't Cosby. But, okay, a couple little things I read about her. Apparently, this is interesting, apparently she used to take care of James Earl Jones when James Earl Jones was an infant.
What?
You know James Earl Jones, right? The voice of Darth Vader.
Yeah.
The voice of Mufasa.
Yeah. Wow.
The old man in Sandlot.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, she was a member of some like actors something with James Earl Jones's dad.
Okay.
And so she was 20 years old when James Earl Jones was born.
Wow.
Isn't that weird?
That's crazy.
I think of James Earl Jones as like a super old guy. Yeah. Thinking back like 20 years ago.
Estelle is way older.
I know. That's crazy.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. But then also there was like this article on Entertainment Weekly that had a couple of cool things from Reunion for Family Matters. And one of the things, there were a couple really awesome quotes from the cast about Estelle.
Yeah.
But one thing I found interesting was that Thelma Hopkins, or Rachel, actually was the one who got Mother Winslow the role in Family Matters.
Ah.
So apparently...
Going back to the old days when they were together, or if they were in the same episode.
Right.
Yeah.
They must have been.
Had to been.
I mean, or at least ran across each other on set, because apparently when Rachel read Family Matters plot line or whatever, when she was signing on, she saw they needed a grandma/mother role.
Right.
And she told the producers she knew exactly who they needed to cast. And it was Estelle. And then Rosetta, Estelle, was getting up there in age and said she didn't really have interest in being back on TV. So she almost turned him down. But Rachel convinced her that if she wanted to do a show again, if she could do a show again, this would be it.
Yeah.
She'd be taken care of. And it sounds like she must have been, because she was in 158 episodes. And as we mentioned, she was just amazing.
Yeah, she was. I mean, but like, it could have been. She didn't have that many like lines.
Right.
In the show,
she was still a big part, but she wasn't like.
Somehow she was a big part, and I really remember her. But like,
she wasn't in like 50 or 60 episodes.
Yeah.
So I don't know. She made an impact on us.
Yeah, it's not like maybe a couple episodes like had her as the storyline, but not a lot.
Right. Yeah. So far we haven't had really. I mean, the first episode ever was about her moving in. That was kind of an episode revolving around her, but otherwise she's just in the background making
not as bad as Judy.
Right.
But
yeah. But when Mother Winslow died, she was 90 years old. Apparently, I think died of pneumonia.
Oh,
I think is what eventually took her. But 90 is
a lot of old
is
people
a decent...
get pneumonia, right?
Yep. And that's it. So with that, let's drink one to old Mother Winslow.
Yeah.
And wait, what is that I'm hearing? I'm hearing some. I'm hearing something. Sounds.
Well, that might be because it's bedtime stories. Woo. So, you ready for my bedtime story?
I'm ready to get tucked in and settled.
So this might be more like a nightmare story.
So you mean I need to snuggle in bed with my parents?
Yes, you might. So, Stephanie was pretty scared about the old fog, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Okay.
So we were living together. I was here seeing my parents or whatnot.
Okay.
And
tending to the farm.
Tending to the farm.
Right.
And it was really foggy that night. So I'm driving home down the road, and all of a sudden, like, I didn't even have my brights on or anything, but I see this guy, this like weird, creepy guy, just crisscross applesauce in the middle of the road.
What?
Yeah, with like beady, like weird eyes. And I'm like, what? So like I swerve around him and keep going. And like I just kept going, and I'm thinking, like, what? Like, you know, in your mind, like, what just happened?
Yeah.
And
did
then
you have to drive like on his shoulder, like
the
grass?
on the grass.
Like, he didn't get up and all, like
no. He just kept like turning his head towards me.
Ugh.
And then I got to the end of the road, turned back around because I was like, should I go see if he's all right?
Right.
So I go back and turn around.
If it's foggy and he doesn't get out,
yeah, something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So I just go back, and I like driving, and I see him again. He's still crisscross applesauce, not facing me this time.
Right.
His back is, but like he sees the lights. I know he sees the lights, and is like he turns his head, and he's just staring at me, going past.
So you went past again? Second time?
And at that point, I was just like, all right, this is too weird. Like, I'm out of here.
I mean, how are you going to help that?
No, I'm not helping him. So I just left, and that was it. I just went home.
Never heard another.
No, I never cared, never called anybody. I was just too creeped out by it. So I was done.
Home, locked the doors.
Yeah, I was just done with it. So,
but that's really creepy.
Yeah, it
How
was
far
creepy.
away from your parents' house was it? Like, or from our house was it?
Probably a mile down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's creepy for your parents.
Right?
You should have probably called your parents.
Nope, never said a word. Just kept going with my day, my night. I had to get home.
Yeah.
See what you're up to.
Well, yeah. I was probably just watching Full House.
Right. So, with that being said, that's our bedtime story of the night.
Our
nightmare.
More like our nightmare.
Was it more of our... Sorry. That's our nightmare story of the night.
Oh, gross. Ew, get that creepy music out.
Sorry.
All right, so thank you for tuning in.
Not as creepy as Danny, but sorry.
That's our
bedtime story.
You are there, Uncle. All right, so thank you for tuning in to another episode of TGIF Renegades. We're so happy you gave us a listen. Join us every Friday for a new episode of our podcast. Again, on Hulu is all the episodes of Family Matters and Full House if you want to tune in. And if you want to check us out, go to tgifrenegades.com. You can get to our social media or our wherever you want to listen to our podcast from there.
Right.
And look out for Alex biting the ends of candles off.
Biting the ends of candles off? Maybe some high thigh action.
High thigh action, Jesus. We're glad you gave us a listen.
So with that being said, thank
God
it's Friday! Hey, Kenny, grab me another beer.